How's it going, everyone? I hope your day's been fantastic. This video is going to be about installing railing in this house I'm remodeling, and if you're new to the channel, remodeling a house that was abandoned for many years and doing the BRRRR method, buying it, remodeling it, and then renting it out and then refinancing it. Yeah, so that's the plan. Pretty much the only way to really get into real estate investing without a lot of money. So yeah, one of the last things I need to do on the inside is the railing for the stairs. I need this to pass the inspections because I need a rail for the stairs, obviously. And that's the last thing. So yeah, if you're curious what the rest of the house looks like, go back, watch some of the videos on my channel. I have plenty of videos on the whole house, what I did. There'll be an update video coming soon of the full house, kind of before and after, because it's nearly done. I'm just waiting on some landscaping. I say waiting on somebody else to do it, but I'm doing it, so I'm just waiting on myself. So anyway, so this railing is gonna be a little unconventional. I had a guy come out, quote me, for kind of a cool metal rail, custom metal railing. And it really wasn't that expensive, but he was like 4 months out, and that obviously is not gonna work. So he was nice enough to tell me how he would build it and all the specs to meet code. So I jotted them all down, and that's where we are. That's where we are, that's where we're at. I need to set this up so when I get the metal, I can just start drilling holes for the brackets, welding, all that kind of stuff. So this will be a pretty big project. This is not a how-to because I don't want to tell you how to do this because I have never done this before. But if you want to see how I did it, that's what this video is for. So first of all, you can see I'm being blinded by this laser. I love this laser. That other shot, I know it looked like I was sponsored by Milwaukee because it's like perfectly placed. That would be awesome, but no. I just like their laser. So I'm using a laser to figure out the plane where the railing's gonna be in. So what I'm doing here, using the laser, let me turn you around. I'm using the laser to kind of spot me my points where the railing's gonna be. So the X's are the center point of the beam, pretty much. And then I have marked out the brackets where I'm gonna bolt them to the floors. So that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm getting the points lined up, and I actually have them laid out up here because that's a nice straight line, and I can get it, the measurements, the spacing perfect. So I have them all marked out up there, and so when I put the laser down, I make sure the laser is giving me the right, here you go, I can block the laser, right where my mark is, and then now I know where it goes right here. And it's that easy. So maybe the metal will be done in a few days, so this video will kind of be multiple days as I film it, because I mean, I wish I could do this in one day, but I can't. So yeah, here's the first process. Marking the laser points out so I know where everything's gonna go before I even get the metal, and we're good to go and just knock it out once we get the metal. Alright guys, it's a new day for me, but not for you. Same video with the staircase railing. I don't know what I'm gonna call this video yet. Railing, balusters, I don't know. So yeah, last time marked out all this, got it all planned out, and got the metal, blah blah blah. So I got all of them cut, well, half of them. I don't know why I said all. Here they are, and so there's just gonna be vertical strips going literally floor to ceiling, from the steps all the way to the ceiling on every single step in between here where you see that blue tape. So it'll be kind of like a jail, I guess, in a good way. And the end piece is 1/2 inch, like super stout. And then I have a middle piece, an intermediate piece that's 1/2 inch. The rest are just 1/8 inch. I probably have about a day and a half into this, maybe 15 hours or so. And I'm not even half done. I haven't even welded anything yet. So, but I have my welder here, TIG welder, and then my MIG welder. I think I got the plan down. So I wish I could time travel and see your comments if one of you maybe suggested how to do this better. But this is how I'm doing it. So yeah, I already cut some of the bracket, well, all the brackets, so my only option for this first structural piece, which it's not tacked in yet, it's just kind of pinned in there. This will be where the railing, the hand railing is actually anchored to at the end. My only option for this is to install the brackets and then weld it in place, which it's not gonna be too bad. See, I got the bracket here, bracket up there. Looks super good. It's dark out, so I don't have much light, but that's what it's gonna look like. A bunch of those going up. And yeah, put the level on it, plumb, square, everything's great. So I'm gonna have to weld this one in place tomorrow, not literally tomorrow, but the next day I work on this. And the other smaller pieces, balusters, I will be able to weld outside and then install in one piece, which will be nice because they'll already be painted. So it'll be install, maybe touch up a little bit of paint, scuffing, and that's it, they're done. So yeah, it's well on its way. The actual hand railing part is gonna be, that's gonna be some work, some fabrication work, because I have to bend around this right here. So it kind of goes up and then bends around, hugs the wall. So that'll be a little challenging, but we'll see it in the next section where hopefully I have this tacked in and some others welded, some footage of that, and it'll come together quick. So thanks for watching. Alright guys, so I have most of the rail cut. It's another day, if you haven't figured that out. So I've got most of the railing cut. I'm just mocking it up here, and it is difficult to mock up. So I need to make sure it all fits right, you know, when it's permanently welded there. So I kind of wanted to weld it in place, but then holding up these pieces of metal, 3 separate pieces, because I got to do part of the railing, a little jog over, and then another part. It's proving very difficult. I got every clamp I have up here, and got this really sketchy rig up here. So some sticks sitting on a stool with some heavy tile mortar on there. So yeah, it's proving difficult, but I think I'll figure it out. And once it's in place, tacked together, and it feels good, it looks good, it's the right dimensions, then I will probably weld on the tabs that will attach it to the railing and the wall. But I won't weld those to the wall yet. So I'll just tack them in place, and then I'll take the whole thing outside. I'll weld it all up and paint it. And then I will bring it inside, mock it up again, make sure it's good. And then I will bolt it to the wall up here and then weld it to the other pieces down here. That's my plan. So yeah, it doesn't look like it'd be that hard to hold this up while I'm doing this, just for mock-up. Like I could hold one side while I weld or something like that. But this is heavy. This is 1/2 inch thick by 2 inch bar stock. I mean, I don't know, 60 pounds? 50 pounds, 60 pounds? Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's, I haven't videoed all day, but it feels like I haven't really got anywhere, so that's why. So I don't even know if I'm gonna video this process of trying to like hold this thing up here while I tack it down. But if I do start tacking, I'll bring the camera back out so it's a little bit more interesting. All right, so you guys just saw the fireworks out there. It is dark, it's daylight savings, and so now it's dark and it's like 5 o'clock. So, but it's okay. I got the railing welded up. I still need to do some touch-ups because I didn't fill it in quite enough. So I got some gaps, you know, where I smoothed out these corners and stuff. It just needs a little bit of touch-up grinding, and then any of the low spots, I'm probably just gonna fill in with the TIG, and then just do one final grind before I paint it, because if I fill it in with the TIG welder, I don't have these big mounds to grind down like I would if I MIG welded it. So yeah, it's in place, it's clamped very sketchily there and down there, and just floating all the way up the top. I got the wall marked for where I need to put the bracket, because it will be, the railing will be welded to this piece right here. There'll be a little junction right here, and then it'll be welded to this piece right here, because these are the two sturdy ones out of all the pickets. And then I have to still make a little bit of a bracket here. So I got a stud right here, and it's not, oh, it looks like I grinded that a little too far down. That's okay. It's not as high up as I wanted. I thought there was a stud here, but there's not. There's a stud here. So I'm gonna put one here, and then this will just be cantilevered from here to here. That's only like maybe 14 inches. I think that's okay. But yeah, then that's where this upper part will be bolted to the wall. I'm just going to put a plate, drill 2 holes in it, weld a piece of angle, you know, that sticks out of the wall and then up to the railing. I'm gonna weld that on there, paint it, bolt it to the wall, and then set the railing down on top of it and weld it in place. I have a plan. I know what the rest of the stuff I need to do is. It's just challenging and technical, and lots more welding and grinding and fixturing, which is always just time consuming. But this project I think is gonna look amazing. So yeah, you can kind of picture what it's gonna look like. Let me flip you around. So yeah, coming up the stairs, you got the railing. Oh, and there will be a section of the railing that goes straight down. So when you get on the stairs from here, you'll look up, and you could grab it right here, and then you can kind of grab it on your way up as you get to the actual railing. But yeah. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm gonna go up, and then here's the little jog over, and then go up there. And the code says that you have to be 1.5 inches away from the wall. So I know it doesn't look like 1.5 inches exactly, but I got 1.5 inches there. Up here, kind of hard to tell. Got 1.5 inches. Right where the wall starts, 1.5 inches. And where it dead ends, 1.5 inches. So that was planned and calculated when I built this outside, but it's always nice to get the double checks and actually in place, and oh yeah, wow, you did it right, cool. That's always a great feeling. So another great feeling I'll have is when I come back in tomorrow, if this is still clamped to the wall and not on the floor, or falling down, poking a hole in the wall. That would be a disaster. So yeah, let's hope it stays here, because it's exactly where it needs to be. So then tomorrow I can finish up the rest of the welding, the final welding pieces, and then take it back outside, paint it, and then bring it inside to actually weld to the brackets that I need to weld first. Sorry for the long video, but I hope you enjoy this process. Alright, so you saw me tack in those brackets. Kind kind of successfully. I wouldn't call that a great success, but it didn't fail, I guess. So yeah, got those tacked in, all 3 of them. And so I brought the whole thing outside. I was gonna video that, but it basically, when I undid it, it basically, you know, like fell down, and it's like, it's literally like 80 pounds. And so yeah, that just didn't work videoing that. But so I did take it outside and I did weld a little bit of it up. And I basically weld all of the brackets. And I did TIG weld those just cause it's just easier for me. The MIG welder works, I guess, but I'm just more familiar with TIG welding. So I can show you what I got so far. Otherwise, today's probably over besides just finishing up the welding and painting it. And then tomorrow will be the difficult day of holding it up there and actually welding it in place. Thankfully, I did have one bracket welded that's gonna be bolted to the wall, so I can kind of pre-bolt that one down and then swing up the other side and maybe tack weld it in place, or use some clamps again and then weld the middle one. I don't know. It's a complicated process, but yeah, it's looking pretty good. Okay, as you can see, I got the railing up. It's not welded in yet, but that upper bracket up there is actually bolted in where it's supposed to be. Everything fits nice. Yeah, so everything looks good. I'm gonna have to do some touch-up paint while it's up here. I mean, I gotta paint where I weld anyway, so I gotta do a lot of masking after I weld, and then I'll probably do another coat on the whole thing. I'm using an enamel, so it's durable, but I didn't wait for it to dry long enough. It said 5 to 9 hours, and I gave it like 4 before I installed it, and it just wasn't enough. I should have just waited till tomorrow. But it's in place, and it looks fantastic, and it feels good going up and down the stairs. It feels a lot safer. So yeah, we are pretty much done with this. I just gotta weld it and paint it. So that's a tomorrow thing, and then I'll call for final inspections. So thank you for joining me with this project. I'll have some shots of it finished to end the video, but it is pretty much getting there to be done. So yeah, obviously this wasn't a how-to. It's kind of hard to tell somebody how to weld both MIG and TIG and fabricate all while making railing. So if you have some of those skills, this will just give you my perspective of what I did. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. Got tons of other videos. Check out the rest of my channel where I do all kinds of stuff with this house, and lots more to come. So thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day. right, we are done with this project and on to something. I gotta figure out what's next.